right. Well, good evening. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. First off, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us for the introduction to TikTok. I know we had to reschedule last week, so I'm really excited to be able to be with y'all tonight. Um, and welcome to this presentation. So, hi, my name is Bailey Hutchinson, and I currently live in McAllister, Oklahoma. So, I'm in a different time zone, which is always tricky when you're figuring out presentations and such. And I'm really excited. I know this may not be something new for y'all, but Oklahoma does not get a lot of snow, and it has currently snowed all day. So, pretty excited about that. But I have worked in libraries for around 7 years. I currently am just an independent library consultant, so I do stuff like this and consult other libraries on my state and national level. I'm at home with my three beautiful children right now, and just really enjoying this stage of life that we're in. And so, without further ado, the reason why we're all here is to talk about TikTok. Now one question or a few housekeeping rules. As I'm sharing my screen, the Darien Library will be monitoring the chat. And then if you have questions, because I really want to allow plenty of time at the end for any Q&A and us just kind of hash out, especially if you have any like specific troubleshooting issues that you're wanting to go through. And so please just keep note of them or put them in the chat. And if it's not like an immediate need, we will definitely have time for those at the end. Um, I don't know if there's a way to let me know this through the chat, but if I'm curious before we get really started, how many people actually have a TikTok? Like if you've created an account and you're just like, now what? What do I do? Or if you were like, I want to create a TikTok, but I'm not entirely sure how to go about it. I'm just curious. And I mean, I don't know if you can, I'm not sure how to see the chat. Oh, we'll go back. Oh, there's the chat right here. I see it. Okay. All right, so we have never used it. That is good to know. And I also, if you guys can just be patient and show me some grace, I currently have a really bad head cold, so I probably sound very stuffy. I might have to mute suddenly to cough, but we will get through this together. So Julie says no account or experience as well. Okay, well, we are going to go. Feel free to go ahead and continue to put that on now. I figured out how to see chat. We're going to go get started. So, what is TikTok? What is this? It is a social media app. We're going to talk about what kind of social media app, what it is used for, why is it so popular. I know that I first really started hearing about this, I guess almost 3 years ago now. It was in 2020 during the pandemic and the lockdown. And we were, I was currently working at a library then, and we were shut down and at home. And so had a lot of friends saying, oh, you should get on TikTok, and kind of checked it out. I was like, oh, this seems like this is not my thing. But essentially, it is a social media app. It is specifically a video sharing app. So, to whereas like Facebook and you could do like status updates and create albums and stuff like that. And then Instagram, there you see a lot of reels or mainly just like pictures. And then you have Snapchat. There's all these social media platforms. This one is really geared towards video sharing, allowing users to create short form videos, really on anything, as long as it doesn't go against the TikTok guidelines, which it has been really, sometimes those could be everywhere. I've had videos flagged and I'm like, I'm talking about books at a library. So sometimes I'm not entirely sure how the algorithm works in that way. It's mainly mobile based, although you can still watch TikTok videos using like an actual browser on your laptop, or a lot of people do use a tablet. I just have it on my phone, my smartphone. You can use it with Android or Apple-based products. The platform allows people to just be really creative with their content. You could use filters, stickers, voiceover, sound effects, background music, you name it. People can search these sounds. Um, oh, sorry, did not mean to do that. People can search these sounds to, so say if you picked a song, you can search that and then maybe your video would pop up. Typically, videos are intended to convey some type of message, whether that message is just comedy or whether it's educational, or anywhere in between. It's you're saying something or putting something out there, and it really allows the room to be you. And that is what's really made me kind of fall in love with TikTok, is I found that it just kind of gave me this area of my life to unlock this creativity that I did not know I had, I guess. Um, it can be educational, it could be entertaining. I have learned how to make sourdough bread by watching other people's TikTok videos. I found a really good recipe. There's actually kind of a trend for like TikTok cinnamon rolls. Oh, I should have shared that video. But so you can learn different things on this. And then it also can just add some comic relief at the end of your day. And then one of the main questions I get is it safe? And the basic answer is yes. There is an age limit. You do have to be 13 or older, as long as you're not using any information that could affect the national security. You can use the available, there's different privacy and safety functions, just like other social media platforms. You can choose who sees your content. You can choose whether or not people can comment on it, share it. You only can message people that you are directly friends with. So you're not going to get a lot of spam messages or anything like that. I've been on it again for almost 3 years, and I've not had any issues with like hate comments or weird messages or anything like that. And then I had put on the bullet points Common Sense Media. This is a resource. It's called Common Sense Media that I've used often. Or I tell other people about, because you can not only use it for social media, but if you have questions about content and books or movies or anything like that, it's a really good resource to have. So that is what TikTok is. Okay, what's so great about it? I found this quote. I wasn't intending on putting this in here, but I was kind of just looking at different things, and I really related to this. And I'm not even going to try to pronounce his first name because I don't want to butcher it, but it's by the first name, Norman Fisher. And we all need to have a creative outlet, a window, a space, so we don't lose track of ourselves. And that really resonated with me because that is why I decided to start a TikTok. I just really wanted kind of my own space to have this creative outlet. Then I also realized how beneficial it was to sharing that what I do, which at the time I was working in a library. So I was able to really connect my library users with the resources and stuff we do in an entertaining and educational way. I also use it as kind of like a comic relief with parent anecdotes, and I am a big fan of coffee. So I have my cup right here. So I would do some different comedic videos relating to coffee. What I love about it is I am not an IT wizard. Like I couldn't even, it took me a minute to find the chat box right here. I'm not an IT guru or video editing or anything like that. And I liked that I was able to get on TikTok and didn't feel like I needed to possess any of those skills. However, if you have those, that's awesome. This would be a great outlet for you. But you do not have to be a wizard in video creating or editing. I have learned some things along the way that's just kind of made my life easier, and things that I've enjoyed implementing in my video making. Um, and like I said, it just provided a creative outlet. So you might be here thinking, uh, what I really want to do something for myself, or I really want to be able to talk about this certain topic that I'm passionate about. And this could be that platform that really fits well with you. Another thing is that there's that instantaneous connection to others. So um, I'm an extrovert. I really love meeting new people. I get energized by being around people. However, um, I have a lot of introvert friends, very close friends, and they tell me that sometimes I scare them or I exhaust them with my extrovertness. But they have said that it's been nice to be able to connect with people through this platform, and they feel like it doesn't expend a lot of the energy that they normally would have to use with being in person. Um, it's they feel that comfortability of kind of being behind their own screen of sorts, and even though maybe hundreds or thousands of people may be seeing your content, it it seemed to not be as threatening as if you were standing in front of a room or in a room full of that many people. And because of that, the potential of reaching an audience is very high. Um, I have found, unlike Instagram or Facebook, um, I've been able to reach a high amount of people, a broad range of people with my content, because, and that could be through hashtags, um, uh, hashtags that you use, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. And just a lot of different ways that you can reach a lot of people. And I'll see different videos. You may have heard about how frustrating the algorithm can be, and I feel like that is very common across social media platforms, kind of figuring out like what pushes your content out there, because um, and we'll talk more about that, but you have a friend page and a for you page. But that is what I feel is so great about TikTok. Um, uh, it, yeah, talk about reaching people. Oh, and just kind of the opportunity of, you might be here and you might be an owner of a business, or maybe you work for an organization and you're thinking about ways that you can share information about that. And so you're kind of wondering, is TikTok something that would be beneficial? Is it worth my time? And so I have found that for me, it is. Um, and for a lot of other librarians I know, like, and I come from a small and rural area, so we did not have like staff specifically for this, and it was something I felt like I could keep up with. And you set your pace, so you decide how much content you want to create. The key, especially if you're doing it for the benefits of promoting services or an organization, is being consistent with whatever you do. That is really important. So, how do you get started? We've already seen a couple of people have said that they've never used it, no account, no experience. So, what do you need to even get started? Um, so, I am very, you don't need anything other than enthusiasm and your great personality. And I feel like authenticity is really important. If you wanted, you could invest in a stand that holds your phone or a ring light. Some people even have like little lapel microphones and stuff like that. I personally do not have any of these things. When I worked at the library, I did have a ring light because we did a lot of online story times and stuff like that. So I was able to use that for TikTok content. But personally, I use natural lighting and set my phone on top of things or hold it myself. And I really feel like I have noticed that people connect with you. They connect with your content and your enthusiasm or passion about whatever content you're sharing. So I like I said, I got started with just my phone. That's all I had. There would be times I would stack books on top of each other just to have a certain angle or to be able to see a broader view. And so it's really funny how you can get creative with that. So, what are the steps of creating TikTok? So, if you have your phones with you and you're like, "Hey, I want to do this right now, like real live time," um, I encourage you to do so. If you're not on, if you're not on your phone doing this webinar, the first step you're going to do is download the TikTok app. So, you're either going to go to your app on your iPhone or your Google Play Store if you have an Android based phone and search TikTok, and you're going to download the app. And once that gets downloaded and you open it, then you will create an account. And another great thing, because I've even had different library users tell me, well, I don't have an email, or I don't check my email, and I hate that. Like everything I sign up for, I feel like you have to have an email. Well, it's awesome because you can either use an email or your Facebook account to sign up, or you could just use your phone number. So I feel like there's different ways that it allows you to create an account. So you'll need one of those things. You'll need an email or a valid phone number. I think there's also the option to connect, like sign up with a lot of things. Like you could sign up using your Facebook account or a Gmail account if you have one. And then you'll enter your birthday because I want to make sure that you are older than 13. And then lastly, so you'll create your profile. Essentially, like there's some profiles that you will just see, like where you see my name, Bailey Hutchinson, you will just see a bunch of numbers because those could be random users. I might say user 22556789, whatever. And like my mom at first, when she created an account, she just left it like that. And I was like, Mom, I always think I'm getting spammed likes on my videos because I don't know it's you. And so finally she changed her name. But you could pick whatever name you like, add a profile picture. This is a picture before I had veins. And then you can do a bio if you would like. I just put a little emojis, and you can connect it to other social media platforms. Like people can click on that Instagram, on that little camera icon, and it will take them to my Instagram page. And you cannot. And so as you can see, like I say I don't have a very big account. I know like it's bigger compared to some I know, but a lot of people I follow also have like millions of followers. So it does not matter like how big an account you have or a small account. All it matters is that you're having fun. So I hope that you've had a moment to do these steps, or you can continue doing so as we're going through the video. And again, I want to allow time at the end. I will literally help you walk through doing that. So on to the next thing. So the basic TikTok. Once you have created an account, once you've downloaded the app, create an account, and you want to do your first video. So you will go to where that little red recording circle is. It's very similar to your like phone, your video phone. And as you can see, this is one that I taken a screenshot of when I worked in the library, something we made with our 3D printer. And so when the video pops up, you're going to choose your length. Currently, the lengths allow you to do either 15-second videos, 1 minute, or 3 minutes. I've read some articles that they are saying they're going to allow 10 minutes, but I've yet to see that actually happen. Um, I am curious if that will, because I feel like that kind of encroaches on YouTube's territory, when you get into those longer videos. But for now, you can choose one of those things. I don't think I've ever created a full 3-minute video. However, like if you were doing a how-to tutorial or even a book talk or maybe a getting ready routine that seems to be really popular on TikTok right now. People literally just film themselves getting ready or their day. You might use that link. So you get to choose your link, which is right here. And then you can choose your effects or upload. So if you have taken pictures that you just want to upload and put to a sound and it will automatically sync up, or the biggest effect that I've always used is the reverse, because if I am showing books or have any writing, it shows the writing the correct way to those watching the video and not backwards. And then there at the top, red square is where you add a sound. And let's see. I want to show you how you can save sounds. Like as I come across sounds that I really like that I think I might could put my own spin, I will save it. And then when I go to add sound, you can go to favorites, and that's where your save sounds are. Or you will just see like what is viral, what's trending, and choose to do that. And then you hit record. And like I said, we might have to have a TikTok part two, but because there's a lot of different functions, but that's really just the basic. You can do it, you can set a timer, you could stop the video if you're wanting to do lip syncing. There's a lot of different functions, but that is really the basic on how you just create a TikTok. As far as sound is concerned, you are going to see that at the bottom. When you click the add sound thing that's at the top of we'll go back, that was right here, that top red box. When you click that, this here at the bottom pops up. And so that is where you can do sound effects or text or stickers. And after recording, you can add different effects. And that's where this is kind of getting into. I really didn't play around with this until probably being on TikTok for almost a year, because like I said, I just did very basic things. But but I'm not like super tech savvy, because if you're already tech savvy and you feel comfortable playing around, I encourage you to do that. You can do transitions, reverse. I mean, really, the options are endless. You can add text and set the duration, so the text will only pop up between seconds 1 and 3 or seconds 10 and 15. Stickers, which is just little emojis or GIFs, GIF, that will, can flash on the screen. And as you can see on the side, there's all these, that's where the filters, you can adjust, do voice effects. Those are different things that you can kind of play around with. One thing I really encourage you to do, unless you're just like, I'm diving in, I'm going to create a TikTok tonight and I'm putting it out there, is there's nothing wrong with kind of creeping in the background. When you do create a TikTok, and your app opens, you will see a friend section on the left of your phone, which I guess would be this way if you're looking, and then a For You page. So friend section is only content that you are directly friends with. So at first on your For You page, you're going to see probably anything and everything. As you interact with videos, which could be just liking it, saving it, sharing it, commenting on it, it will start tailoring the content to those types of videos. So after about a week, I really started only seeing kind of parent / mom / librarian and book lover content and some coffee stuff. and it's even changed because I'm no longer working in a library, and so I'm not making as much library related content. So that is one thing to really appreciate is TikTok will kind of tailor your For You page. Just be patient because at first you're gonna kind of be like, I was seeing all of these like dances and stuff like that. That might be what you want to see, but I was like, I'm not really interested in this. So I just didn't interact with that and I didn't watch it. The more you watch a TikTok, if you don't scroll up, the TikTok will just keep playing over and over and over, which boost that TikTok more. So that is the goal that you want for people to do for your video. So that's just kind of a little side note with that. Um, and then the third part, like publishing. So we've created our video or uploaded our pictures. We've did all the sound effects or sounds or stickers or whatever we wanted, and now it's time to post it. So you are going to add your description, and that really you have a certain amount of characters, and it has changed, and I do not remember how many characters it is. Uh, I want to say it's similar to the amount that you could post on Twitter, and I could be wrong about that. Um, but you'll add a description to whatever you're posting. So if I'm posting um, a video about drinking coffee, I might, write like my favorite kind of coffee. This is the day I'm having, or something to that effect. Um, Basically, whatever you want people to see, they will see the quick description as they're scrolling. And then over here to the left or right, you'll see the select cover window right here. You'll want to select a cover, and that is like a 1 word or 2 word eye catcher for your video. So I might put like parenting or POV for point of view or Saturday blues, or I don't know, something that kind of catches people's attention. And then if you are planning on posting this publicly, you'll want to use hashtags. And when you click on the hashtags or when you type in a hashtag, sometimes if there's some that are trending, may have nothing to do with what you are posting, but you could still put it in there. Maybe just do one. Because it will help boost your video. But like a lot of times I will hashtag my videos if it's parenting related, like mom life, boy mom, hashtag coffee, hashtag librarian. So just kind of whatever you think. And then you can see how many hashtags when you type that up. Because people search hashtags. You could search hashtags. When I was really creating library content for our library, I searched hashtags a lot because I wanted to know what people were searching about for library specifically. So same can be for if you're wanting to know how to make sourdough bread. You might search a hashtag sourdough bread or see what videos come up with that. And then you're going to choose your view setting. So who could watch this video? That kind of goes back to the security. I have several videos that I've made for like specific purpose, whether it was like maybe a slideshow or something that I don't necessarily want on my public profile. And so but I wanted to create a TikTok, so I just put only for me. So it's not public. Only I can see that video. And there's like different tabs up top that you can see that. And so you can choose that everyone can watch it, that it's a private video. I believe there is a one for just friends. So maybe just people, and friends are people you're following and they're following back. Just because they're following you, if you're not following back, then they are not considered a friend on TikTok side of things, which means that they cannot see your content if you post it just for friends, and they cannot private message you. You can allow comments or turn off comments. You can allow a duet, which means that somebody can, when you see a video you can click the duet button, and that means that your video will play and then their video will be playing side by side at the same time. I have not done a lot of duets, but I see them from time to time. And then there is a thing called Stitch. Again, I have not personally done stitches. It sounds funny. Uh, but it is where you might see somebody else's video playing, like maybe the first 5 seconds, and then all of a sudden you come on. And a lot of people do that to maybe correct misinformation or they have something to say about that video. Like here's somebody saying something about coffee. I'm going to use coffee a lot. And I'm like, oh, I don't, I agree with that or I don't agree with that. And so then I'm going to come in the middle of their video. And so then they see that. Again, I have not used that function a lot. So that's just, but it's available. And then you can share it. You can have it. I don't have mine to automatically share too. I typically just download my TikToks and then upload them on Facebook, or I will upload them as a reel on Instagram. And I don't do that with all of them because and you might have experienced the same, but there's a lot of times like I've shared TikToks with my brother. He is not on TikTok. Kind of taking like a TikTok a strike. But I will share something and it's really more of like a TikTok trend. And so it makes no sense to him. I think it's funny because I've seen it on TikTok and other people who are on TikTok may have seen it. So some things don't cross over or relate on other social media platforms and some do, but you have that availability. And so and then you can also just save your video as a draft. You can save it and continue editing later. There's a lot of times I might have a few minutes and I create a video and then I just save it to my drafts and I edit it later. And edit can mean just adding a description or hashtags, or maybe I did want to put some words on it. And sometimes I create like if I feel like I've actually gotten dressed and showered that day, sometimes don't always feel like I'm looking my best. I might create several videos and then save them and then post them to just like stock up and kind of post. I'm not as consistent. Having a newborn baby has hindered that a little bit, but I used to try to post at least once a day. And now it's probably more like once a week. So again, that's also an option. And then as you can see, there's drafts or posts. So then you can draft it or post it. And so knowing your why, like I feel like everyone should ask themselves this with anything they're doing, whether it is a cause that you are joining or social media platform or something you're about to post. Why? And so with this specifically, you're thinking about getting a TikTok. And you like, why? What is your goal? Is your goal to promote and advocate for something you are specifically passionate about? Like, I don't try to think of something like maybe recycling or education, or something like that. Is your goal to promote the services your business offers, or where you work? Is your goal to just have your own creative outlet? We've talked a lot about that. Just having something that's in your own space that you can kind of just let loose or be you. And I've also heard a lot of people say, I don't have a lot of my Facebook friends or personal friends on my TikTok. It's kind of nice that I just have this outlet where it's just me. Like, so that could be your goal. I've had this like with promote reading. Like I have used it a lot with the importance of reading inside the home, whether it's reading at the library, reading to your kids, literacy tips. That's something I'm very passionate about, even if I'm not currently working in a library. Maybe bonding with your family. Maybe you have some nieces or nephews or teenage kids, and they have a TikTok, and you want to be able to bond with them and relate to them on something that they're interested in. And so you're like, I'm going to get a TikTok as well, and this could be an opportunity for us to connect on that level. Maybe it's to announce something. You have a lot of things that you want to talk about, and you really just want to get it out there and for the world to know. And maybe it's just so you put your own spin on other people's things. That's a big part of TikTok. Like you will see kind of the side of original content creators, um, which are typically like your influencers and your kind of big time people. And then you see a lot of people that just do what other people do and they put their spin on it. So you could hear one soundbite and there might be 100 different spins or takes on it, different points of view or perspectives on what that sound can apply to. So again, that's where kind of your creative outlet comes into play because you hear something and you're thinking, oh, that could really apply to how what I think about changing a tire is like. And then somebody else did it on their finances or something. I That's just a really crazy example, but it goes to show you that you really can use um, sounds and really just put your own spin on it. And then who's your audience? Uh, Knowing like who you're trying to reach. Are you a fellow teacher and you're trying to reach other teachers or connect with them or just the general public? I put parents and librarians. I put parents twice. um, that's a blooper. But so for me personally, at first it was to reach my community that I was serving through my library. Now it's more to like connect and reach other parents, other people who love books, and maybe other people who love coffee and kind of comedy, like more of the comic relief type things. And I try to do a little educational spin. Maybe you're wanting to call attention to a problem or a misconception. I did that a lot again with my library content. There is a lot of misconceptions about librarians and what it's like to work in a library, maybe the purpose of a library. And so, um, if you happen to ever scroll through my content, you'll see a lot of library stuff in the my previous years that kind of would uh, go towards that a subject of misconceptions or maybe attention to a problem. And then again, maybe share information on a topic you know a lot about. Um, like I said before, I've learned a lot from this app when I was learning how to make sourdough bread. I have gotten several recipes for different people showing their recipes or like quick meals, healthy snacks, that kind of thing, food prep. And so if that's something you're really good at, if you have something like that, and make a video about it, because there's people out there that want to know about it. There's people out there that will learn from you. I used to think, what is who's going to watch this, and why would somebody care about it? And it is really funny when and we'll talk about this in a minute. Like you'll have videos that have high views and low views, and sometimes I will create something. I'm like, okay, this is it. This is funny. This is going to reach the masses. I'm probably going to go viral. I let my husband know, just get ready, get ready. And then nothing. It's crickets. And I'm like, okay, well, it didn't do that. And then there's stuff I create and I'm like, well, I don't know. I just did this on the fly and whatever. And then for some reason it gets a ton of attention. And so I have yet to figure out the trick with that, but uh maybe you will figure that out and you can let me know. But I guarantee you, whatever you have to share or whatever you're interested in, there are people out there. I mean, there's different, um, so many different areas and subjects. Whatever you're interested in, I can guarantee you there are TikTok channels. ASMR is really popular right now. So a lot of videos that do like the sound sensitive audio, neurodivergent videos, like that's really popular right now. There's just a lot of different things. So just think about what you're interested in and think about if it's something you would like to create yourself. Um, okay. So content ideas. So you've heard all of that. We've talked about a lot of stuff. And now you might be like, I don't, how do you even get your ideas? Where did you start? So for me, again, I just kind of creeped in the background. At first, I looked at like mom content and library, book lover kind of content. And I would search those hashtags or search the subjects. And maybe I would see a trending dance that had nothing to do with that, but I thought how I could relate it to that. So I would then use that trending dance. You can just find trending sound. Sometimes when people are just wanting to talk, they pick like the most trending sound and they turn the volume way down. So it's still playing. So it pushes your content out there, but nobody hears it. They just hear you talking. um, get your family involved. Again, if this was a way for you to connect with maybe some kids or nieces or nephews, or get them involved. Ask them what they are, what their thoughts are. You can do personal recommendations. I love watching some of the TikToks that go over like their Amazon finds, like organization hacks and stuff like that. It's really helpful to me. Now, I don't personally create that kind of content, but if you have like stuff like that, like cleaning hacks, anything, there are people that want to watch that content. And maybe just use it to share information about you, yourself. Allow others to get to know you and find a way to connect with you. Again, I think authenticity is huge. It really shines through in whatever you do. And I know I've said this a lot, but promote the things that you are passionate about. Okay, just a few tips and tricks. Again, I'm like, okay, I trying to decide what and what not to share is really hard because there's so much, and I try to really remember what was really helpful for me at the very beginning. Because there are things you will learn along the way, and that will be helpful, but you just want to know, how do I create this and how do I get started? So if you ever use the exact content, like there's been times where I've used the exact same content, exact same sound, it was just me doing it, exact same words, I give credit. I might tag, a lot of times that's happened with library accounts. I might tag that library and say, thanks for the inspiration, so and so. Kind of like with anything else you do, because your reach and the people that might see your content is going to be different than the people that might see their content. So you'll see a lot of the same content, but from different people. Play around with the filters and transitions. Like, don't be afraid to just get in there, play around with it. You can create videos just for private viewing to where nobody is seeing it outside of that. Follow hashtags. So you can search hashtags and then follow them. So you'll see a lot of their content, especially if you just go to friends, you'll see the people you're following. We talked a little bit about this. So settings for posting videos, like selecting a cover, kind of highlighting what the video is. Allow comments, especially monitor it. I say that more if you're using this or thinking about creating it for a business account or library account or school account, anything that the responsibility could fall on another entity. So not that you shouldn't allow comments, but just make sure you're monitoring them. I allow comments on my videos. Again, I've never had any issues with it, but my TikTok handle was not under my library's name or my employer's name. And so again, you kind of just be aware. And we talked again about who can see your video, how you can link your TikTok to other social media platforms, how you can also like record videos over time and save them to your drafts. So there's all those different tips and tricks.
I would say not to exaggerate.
Okay. I was going to go through some examples if we had time. So just because again, if you don't have a TikTok yet, you might can then see, here are some like parent content. I'm hoping that it plays well on your end. So please let me know. I'm gonna play this first one. So these are just like parent content that I've done before. This is when you and your baby have the flu. And play it.
Okay, not to exaggerate, but I feel like I'm already tired tomorrow. Okay,
Oh, and I'm sorry, I feel like also that the wording and the audio is a little bit delayed when I uploaded them to the presentation. Um, and here's when others have asked how my focus is after having 3 kids.
Your mental focus is which focused? I think it's, I haven't, look, I have trouble even mentioning, even saying to myself, my own head, the number of years. I no more think of myself as being as old as I am than fly. I mean, it's just not, I haven't observed anything in terms of, there's not things I don't do now that I did before, whether it's physical or mental or anything else.
Okay. And then this is when you have a moment alone. Or when I thank you. So these are point of view videos. You will see that a lot. This is just my point of view. This one was like when I was still working in a library. It says you don't seem like a librarian.
First things first, I'm to really drop it, let the whole world feel it, feel it. And I'm still in the murder business, like a rock down, like giving lessons in physics.
I'm laughing because the video wording is not matching up with the audio on my end. I don't know if it is on your end. And this is a point of view with parenting.
Days where I feel like I know it all. And then I wake up the next morning and I'm like, wait, none of that makes sense. And then later I'll feel like, oh, wait, it's all clicking. And then it's not.
Okay. So
like
I wanted to do this just to show you. So I've had some videos with super high views and some with next to none. So I was going through to see that, like, this is my most viewed video. There's 89.9 thousand, and then the one on the other end, I only have 286 views. And I'm pretty sure there's some that I've only had like 30 views on. So it happens. If you do decide to post content publicly, please do not get discouraged. That's why I always come back to my why. Why am I posting this? Am I posting this for me because it's something I enjoy and I wanted to share it? Or am I posting it so other people will like it? And so I have to kind of do a reset on that. So I feel like with anything you do, you be responsible, make sure that it's affecting you in a positive way, like mentally and physically. So I will go with this. We'll do the high one and then the low one.
flowing cardigans feel like cakes. Cakes make you feel cool. Feeling cool makes you less sad. Therefore, cardigans cure sadness, and that, baby girl, is science.
Okay, and then this one at the very end was the different roles that I have as a librarian when I was working in a small library. And as you can see, I was like, oh, this is really good. It's gonna like really reach a lot of people, and it didn't. And that was okay because I really had a fun time making it. Final thoughts. My final thoughts for you all before we go to questions is I really just want to encourage you to be authentic. Really think about why you're doing this. Is it something that is bringing joy to your life? Are you enjoying being involved? Have fun and don't hesitate to ask questions. Asking questions is something that I do often. And so I've asked other people who might have a TikTok. So lean on them. You can always reach out to me if you have any questions after this. I'm more than happy to answer them the best I can. And if I don't know the answer, I'll do my best to find it and get back with you. And then follow other accounts. When you see content that you really like, follow their accounts. That's really helped me as I followed other library and book and mom related contents, comedy, lip syncing. Um, so those are kind of my final thoughts that I want to leave with you. And thank you so very much. Here's my email, and then that is my TikTok handle. Please, if you have any questions that you don't want to answer or ask right now, feel free to email me. But that is the end of my presentation, and I would like to open it up if we have any comments, questions, anything like that. Okay, there are some news articles about international concerns about using TikTok. Can you talk about that as a content creator? I guess I don't. I feel like I don't have um adequate knowledge on how like valid the concerns are because I haven't done a whole lot of my personal research. All I can say is like personally with creating content, I have never um felt like I needed to be concerned or felt like my security or information was being threatened in any way or anything to that level. Um I I feel like that's probably about all I can speak to that. I guess just that I don't really have a lot of personal concerns. I haven't ran into anything personally. I maybe it's also because I'm not like a huge content creator. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. Um, that hopefully that kind of answers the question. Who are some creators you suggest following? That's an excellent question. So I had a whole page of content creators. I'm going to exit out of this. Here are, let's see. I mean, I encourage you because my interests, so here are accounts to follow. These are all library, book, and education related. So my interest are going to be probably different than your interests. So I just really encourage you to follow accounts that have your interest. And so if you're interested in animals, hashtag animal photography or any of those things, and then start following those accounts. Maybe do like a quick run through of the content they have and then use that as your basis on what to follow. I didn't put this in because this is kind of curated towards my specific interests, and then I was talking to specific librarians at this time, but these are some of the ones that I really enjoy following. So if you have any of the same interests, that might work. Oh, great question. Why are some @ signs and some hashtags? So the @ signs are the specific account. So that is like, so that's Davenport Public Library. If you go to that, that will take you to their account page. Hashtags are just the topic. So a lot of different accounts will come up underneath hashtag books. Anybody can use a hashtag. So I might use like 10 different hashtags on my video, and it could include books, coffee, parent. So if anybody's searching that, hopefully my video pops up. So you can hashtag different things. So hashtag, I guess, is to grab the attention of specific subjects, and the @ handles are specific accounts. I do communication at a library. The staff has been reluctant to get on TikTok because they think it will take too many staff resources to maintain the account. Can you speak to that? I can, because I was a part of I was the director, I was the branch manager of our branch, and I had 2 full-time and 3 part-time employees, and I was the one that was in charge of all social media. So, Facebook, Instagram, and while the TikTok was not my specific library, I created library content and then would post it on our library's Facebook page. Um, I do not think, again, this is where you set your expectations and your goals. So my expectation was to post once a day. And so I would allot myself like 30 minutes a day to create content. If it was something that took me more than that, I didn't do it. I could have gotten more complicated or done different things, but I just didn't have the manpower. So I do believe it's very possible. You just have to set those boundaries and decide how much you're wanting to post and then allot that time. I've seen videos of doing complicated video backgrounds with them interacting in front of them. Do you know anything about that? Yes. So that is a part of the effects. Okay, so down here where there's the effects, that's a part of that. you can choose different, and right there in that red box, you can choose different effects. And so some of those effects are like backgrounds, like it might have you, like you could do a green screen and upload a picture of your um library, and but you're actually at home doing this video and it looks like you're in your library. Or you can upload a picture of something else, or they have their own. And so I don't know if that's what you're speaking to, Amanda, but that is all in the effects area. So it's really good to just explore and do with that. And then can you create your own hashtag? Absolutely. So I created a hashtag Altus Public Library or APL Library. And so I just made sure, like, especially if you're doing it for a specific topic, use it over and over and over again. Every video you do, use it. Because that is going to boost your video. And then if you are doing this for social media purposes, you could put that hashtag on all of your flyers, information, website, all of that. Hashtag Milwaukee Public Library or MPL. So I just saw that, and Milwaukee, but yes, they have. I follow Milwaukee Public Library. They do have a fantastic account. Sorry, excuse me. So it's really cool. I've been able to, there's another account that I really like. I think it was on that OLA. And where is it? I want to say it was Talkstar Librarian. That's a hashtag, which will take you to her account. But also another fantastic account. So that's really cool that they were featured on that. And that's the cool thing I've seen about TikTok is I feel like I've just seen some very, what I would consider just average people like myself, really connecting with. And please don't hesitate to please don't hesitate to email you, think of stuff after. More than happy to help.